Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Surviving UX podcast. I'm Meg Kramer. My co-host is Jessamine Edwards. And Jessamine, today we have a great topic. We're going to dive deep into topics around being married, being partnered up. So instead of giving a brief update about ourselves, which we normally do at the beginning of the episode, I want to know, how do you think things are going with your spouse these days? How's he doing? How's he holding up?
Well, I don't know why he's still married to me, but I here's how things are going in our house. We literally are like in a panic over the holidays, over holiday spending. And I'm asking myself, like, how can we cut? How can we cut like and trim down holiday spending as much as possible? I literally 5 minutes before this call put some chairs on Craigslist because I was like, we just need to start selling stuff around the house. I do this a lot when I'm like, we need some extra bucks. I'm going to start selling things. And so I'm like selling furniture. And then we got into an argument over should we have ordered a bounce house for my daughter's birthday party, which I think we should and do need a bounce house because I don't feel comfortable entertaining a large group of children, but not everyone agrees. So that's how things are going. How about you guys?
Oh, can you borrow a bounce house? Lots of people during COVID, like one family in the neighborhood bought a bounce house, and then
You know what?
I
They
feel
should
like,
rent that thing out. Actually, that's not
yeah,
a bad idea. If I get a bounce house, I could rent it out and make income,
yeah,
passive income. All right, business idea.
there you go. Yeah, I got my best tips about selling stuff on eBay from your husband back in the day. So I know you guys are pros at it.
He's still selling stuff on eBay. He just mailed out packages today. Thank God.
Awesome, awesome.
Yes.
Well, we're in we took some time off, or I've been on medical leave, but Patrick took some time off as well, and we're both kind of re-entering the real world. So far so good, but time will tell when we
Yay.
get all
The
maybe
rubber
stressed
is
out
meeting
again.
the road.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that maybe the holidays will work in our case, work in our favor, of just like being a little bit more chilled out in
Yes,
the
please.
workplace. So
Yes, please.
uh,
Everyone just go on vacation already and
yeah,
leave me alone.
absolutely. All right. Well, on today's episode, we have two guests, if you can believe it, again. And the reason for it is because they are married, and we wanted to get the real scoop on what it's like to work at the same company as your spouse or partner. These two are kindly coming on the podcast today, kindly and perhaps bravely, to share how they survive working at one of the large tech companies, one within the FANG acronym. One is a UX researcher and manager, so in the UX world, like are me and Jessamine, and the other is a data engineer. And we would love to welcome both of you. Welcome to the pod.
Hello.
Hi, folks. Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. So it's been a few years for you two at the same company. I think it's been maybe 2 years. You can correct me on that. And then obviously a few more of that as spouses. So how did it happen that you ended up working at the same place? Do you think now it was a good or bad idea?
Dom, do you want to start?
Sure. I mean, it was pretty much completely by accident. We just both got recruited at the same time.
Mhm.
I had been working at another company in a beautiful part of California that is not Silicon Valley, and had no intentions of going to Silicon Valley ever. But this company had been recruiting me for the better part of 2.5 years. And
Wow.
then once the pandemic happened, they were like, oh, you can work remote and you don't have to move to Silicon Valley or Seattle or New York or whatever. Um, and at the same time, Tiffany had been getting recruited. Tiffany, I don't know if you want to tell your kind of recruiting story because it is unique, I think.
Yeah. Um, we moved for Dom's original job that he was referring to, pre-FANG. And I was in academia. And when we moved, I wasn't able to find another research role, and I wanted to move into industry, but I was hemming and hawing. Hemming and hawing? What's that expression? Who knows? Not me.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking about real estate and just like, what do I want to be when I grow up? And lo and behold, a recruiter found me and was like, I'll tell you what you want to be when you grow up.
Wow.
Come be. I was a data engineer. I had been a data engineer in research though. So to be pulled into a program for people coming back into the workforce, that's what they were recruiting for. It was for folks who had been away from their careers for 2 or more years for whatever reason, no questions asked, and you want to come back into tech. It was like,
wow,
come in arms wide open. It was like part of a diversity recruiting program. So I did. I got recruited for that completely separately from Dom, and it was a cool program. It was like short-term employee status, so I got full benefits, regular salary, everything. I was on a real team doing real work, but it was sort of like a trial for 3 months, sort of like extended onboarding almost. And then I got pulled in permanently at the end of that, stayed on my same team, doing my same work, same salary, same benefits, same level and everything. So it was really, really a cool program. Loved it. And that happened in parallel to Dom coming on. So we've both been there now for like 2 years.
So when this all happened separately in like separate parallel worlds, did you folks like have any conversations or have any like hesitation in being like, oh, now we're at the same company? Obviously, these companies are really, really big, but do you think it matters?
For us, no.
I don't think so for us. But
well,
I was in the pipeline at 2 different banks at the time, and I still chose this one. Not because Tiff was also going to work there, but for a couple of other reasons. But we work so separately from. I mean, we almost work at different companies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He is in infrastructure and I am in integrity on like a product team. So we really couldn't be farther apart. But also we were comfortable doing this because Dom, not me, but Dom has incredible restraint and incredible boundaries. When we got married, he was in the military and he used to come home and it was like, how was your day? And it was like, good, like no baggage ever, for better or for worse.
wow.
So Dom is just
bottled it all up
wonderful.
inside, huh?
Well, no, I mean, no. Like it, we talk, but like he's never been like, oh, I gotta just dump on what's going on at work. So I knew that like we wouldn't be talking about work all the time. We would still have other conversations, and we definitely do. If any, I dump on him a little bit, but man, he's really modeled like how to have clear boundaries between like your work life and your home life.
So what
would you guys say there's any benefits then to working at the same company if it if you don't overlap and you don't really interact day to day and you don't talk too much about it afterwards? I mean, would you say that it even matters at all, or would you say like there actually are some positives?
There's definitely positives.
Oh, good.
Oh no, you honey, you.
I think uniquely for me there is because I work in infrastructure, like Tiff mentioned, and we build everything that you would normally use to run a tech company in-house. So like everything from like the calendar app to, chatting, whatever, some kind of Slack equivalent, to like Python notebooks and, dashboarding tools. So instead of using Tableau, we have our own dashboarding tools. Jessamine, I know you work at AWS. I work on our internal AWS essentially.
Right.
And so infrastructure is enormous. I mean, there's the ratio of UXers to engineers is insane. Like it's me to like 300 engineers. Wow. And so I know all of the researchers in infrastructure. And so like, even though the tools that Tiff used, like I don't work on those tools, But I do know the researchers who work on those tools, and like they're on my team. And so if they're like, hey, any of you know what a data engineer means when they say this word? I just walk downstairs and ask Tiff, what does this word mean? And that's actually been really useful um, multiple times. Yeah.
Wow. It's very cool, I think. And do you guys like ping each other, or have you ever worked in the office together where you're passing by each other?
Even when we
No,
go to campus, we're like on completely different parts of campus.
No. So it's not like Pam and Jim at the
no,
No.
not
office or
even a
anything.
little bit.
Oh,
And actually, that's part of like the boundaries I think we try to set. We try to kind of keep out of each other's way,
no
actually.
lunch
So we don't,
dates.
Yeah, that's
well,
yeah.
sometimes we have lunch dates at home, if you know what I mean. It's pretty convenient. Our break room is the kitchen, it's nice. We connect during the day, we go on walks. Dom takes me on walks like a dog. He's like, well, you gotta leave because so here's a benefit for me. I am more junior in my career than Dom. So I like love, and he's had much more tech, like big T tech experience than myself. So he has been a really great sounding board for when I have imposter syndrome, and
Oh.
like when I'm not sure how things work and I'm always like, I'm gonna get fired today, and he's like, that's not how it works in corporate America. So it's been nice to have him as like a mentor, in sort of like a mentor light in those ways.
Hmm.
I've gotten a lot of benefit out of that and been very comforted by that, like coming back to my career after some time away and like my
Hmm.
first job in tech. So that's been really wonderful. And then my job role and being more junior, it's just more demanding, or it's my own fault. Like I haven't learned how to be efficient at my job in the same way that Dom has. So he's really good about being like, I'm taking a lunch break because I take lunch breaks because I'm a grown up, and you are going to go on a walk with me. And I'm like, that sounds like a wonderful idea. Thank you for reminding me to stand up today. So having someone who like loves me in the office, if you will, the home office, is like really, really helpful. And I don't know that that's necessarily because we work in the same company. I think that I'd have some of those benefits otherwise, but like I will say it's really nice to not have to go to all hands meetings. And I'm like, Dom, what happened? Love that.
I think there
Totally.
may be some like cultural things too that we, the like if you have something, a question to ask me about work, like you can rubber duck things, and I'm not like completely, uh, you know, I'm not like, what does all this mean? Like there are some things like culturally that I understand,
Mhm.
um,
I
or
don't
that we
know if,
both understand.
yeah, I don't know if I'm familiar
Yeah.
with the term you just used, rubber duck things.
So if you want to take that, that's an engineering term.
Yeah. So it's just sort of talking through something you want to build. Um, you can, as high level or technical as you want to go. You can even just talk through like pseudocode to another person. I think my understanding of the term is that
Oh
it's like
yeah.
if you were just talking to a rubber duck sitting on your desk, it's helpful to just say it out loud so you have like a sounding board. And it's nice when like he's not on my team, he has no skin in the game, he doesn't care if the product succeeds. He only cares about me. So it's
Oh.
nice to talk through like technical stuff and also just sort of like interpersonal stuff. And then he understands the culture, and
Yeah.
it's all been really helpful.
I didn't think this would be an outcome of this conversation, but Jessamine, are you starting to feel like lonely at work? Because I've been feeling like really lonely all of a sudden at work.
Really? You feel
Yeah.
lonely at work? No, tell me more. Why are you feeling lonely?
Well, where's the person that loves me at work?
Oh, I've got a couple people that hate me downstairs, but I don't know. I think I don't know. I would say I actually feel lonelier when I'm in the office because I'm wandering around and there's like it's such a strange dynamic. I don't know if you guys have experienced this too, but there's all these people sitting in cubes and very few of them are actually working together. It's a lot of solo people kind of scattered around. Maybe a couple people are doing a meeting or something like that, but there's a lot of lone rangers, and a lot of times I only have a couple colleagues that are even in the office with me. Most of the time I'm on calls. So I'm not really, I mean, if I do see a coworker, I'm like, "Hey, you, let's go get coffee or lunch. Can I bother you? Can I distract you from what you're doing?"
Mhm.
And I have found myself in the office like actually feeling like, gosh, I came all this way and I'm just sitting here eating lunch alone, or I'm sitting in this meeting room alone on a
Yeah.
call, and I'm just it feels very lonely. Where I'm at home, I don't feel that.
Well, it's more reminds me of the episode we did a couple episodes back where we talked with Brianna about her, I think, like work husband, work wife, work spouse concept. And like this is more, I know you guys don't work on the same team, but this is more like actual work husband, work wife, work spouse. That's your actual spouse. And like, I don't know. I'm like, how do I get that person who wants to
Mm,
take me out on walks and reminds me to
mhm.
go eat a snack? I need that
Nice.
person. It's cool that you guys have seen like benefits of working together. Anything that's been not so good working together, or things you would caution people about this situation, or things you could imagine might happen?
I mean, I don't think I'd be comfortable working at a much smaller company
Mhm.
um, with Tiffany. It, we work in such separate spaces that like, you know, um, it's hard to for us to like run into any kind of work conflicts together. But, like working on product teams, people have big opinions. And so like even if you're not on the same product team, but you're on the same product, that could turn into something. I don't know. I think I would caution against that personally, but I don't have any experience with it. I don't. So I think for us, from my perspective at least, this has been fine. We do both work remote, and we have a very small townhome. Um, so like that is maybe a challenge, but I don't know, Tiff,
Mhm.
do you have any?
I want to speak to the like, could it like would it work for everyone, or would it work in a smaller company, and all the potential downsides, if I may, or I don't know. Is that okay?
No, you may not.
I may not. Dang it. Okay, well, I'm gonna anyway.
Please go ahead.
I this is my podcast now. Um, I think I was actually thinking about this if Dom and I were on the same team. It's like if you had all of the people on a product team, all the different roles, and everyone formed like a ring around the rosy circle where they were like holding hands with the people that they worked most closely with, like the job roles that they worked the most closely with. I would be like looking across the circle at Dom, because UX researchers are like doing a lot of like generative work, like facing users, and then like their work, a lot of it goes to like PMs and maybe like tech leads and stuff. Whereas like I'm doing product analytics, or I'm enabling product analytics, and I'm taking like data from like product logs and I'm turning it into metrics for like PMs and data scientists. But it's like it's the as is state and not like the what it ought to be
What
future
if?
state kind of
Mm.
situation. So often in my day to day, like I have a UX researcher that kind of supports our team a little bit. We get a fraction of them, and I literally never have a reason to speak to them. I listen to their presentations because I'm like interested in it, but it has no
Mm.
bearing on my work at all. Both myself and a UX researcher, we would influence, like, a product manager, as everybody, all your listeners and yourselves know. So I kind of have a little bit of a different opinion. I think that Dom and I might be able to work on a team together successfully. The issue I could see, though, is specifically with our company's culture, or at least, like, well, one thing I've learned from having my spouse at the same company is like different divisions have different cultures, even in the company. Like
So
Mhm.
true.
my org is very like eng centric, and they use product experimentation to drive development. And we don't, being in integrity, we have to be kind of careful. We can't give users exactly what they want all the time, because they want to pop the hood. They want to know how like enforcement works, how we catch bad guys, and we can't tell them
Mm,
that. So sometimes we have a little bit of
Mhm.
a push and pull with our UX researchers, because we can't always give our users what they want in our space. And So where
So
was
what
I
you're
going with all
saying,
of that?
Tiffany, is that Dom is really irrelevant to you. I think that's what you're
He's
saying.
not. So here's what happens though. My team has actually said, like, why do we care what our users think? Like, I've heard that in a meeting one time regarding a very specific product feature. And I was like, no, because I'm like a super UX advocate because of Dom. So I was like, no, we should get like some UX time on this project, whatever. And it was like a cultural little friction between myself and my team because I am very like, let's utilize the UX researcher. And they're kind of like, why do you even care? Like, data engineer, like, why are you advocating
Good
for
for you.
UX? Like, what are you talking about? So I feel like the point I guess I'm trying to make ultimately is like, if you are working on a team with your spouse and you guys team up to be like a super UX advocacy group of two, and you're fighting the culture of the rest of your team, that could be a problem. And I think that would happen with Dom and I end up stepping out of my lane a little bit to like over push for like user voice for what my role is supposed to be, you know what I mean?
We've also tapped into something here that I hadn't thought of either, which is that maybe to get more of us seats at the table or more of user voices being heard is that we just need to marry off UX folks to product, to engineering.
Yes.
I think
arranged.
I think that's
Yeah. Oh my
arranged tech
gosh.
marriages. I brag to my team. I've walked past Tiff's desk before and heard her like advocating for research, and I have to like run upstairs and like chat my team. They're all very excited.
Oh,
That's funny.
awesome.
I think you guys have a business idea here. Yet another business idea of arranged tech marriages, tech only. What do they call it? T date instead of J date.
The other idea I had from your intro is I should start umbrella policies for people who rent out their personal bounce houses.
Oh, there you go.
I'll take one.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, with you guys, like, do you ever talk about your spouses with your coworkers? Like, do they know you're married to someone else at the company, or is it
I do a lot.
You do?
Yeah, because so many of my colleagues work building products that Tiffany uses. Like so my I mean, everybody went through layoffs, right? My like research group was very focused when I joined the company on mostly products that Tiffany uses. I was one of the first researchers hired to work on products outside of those products. Like data infrastructure was the was the name of the team. So, I'm an infrastructure, Tiffany's a data engineer. We build infrastructure products for data people. And so everyone that I work with is building the products that Tiffany uses. And so it's like I talk about her all the time. And we kind of have like
is she her own persona?
No.
Yeah, I am.
We're a jobs to be done shop, but
Dom tried to get me to be in a research study though, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't need any extra job duties on top of what I already do. Thanks, but no thanks. And he was like, it's paid.
We do compensate internal employees, actually.
Ooh,
nice.
But mostly with swag bucks, though. So I don't know if you want
swag.
Yeah.
I don't need another backpack. Thanks.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about your home office, aka your house. So is there your company like swag everywhere? Like if I walked into your house, would you know that you're a satellite office for the company that you work for? And then like what do you do to keep out of each other's way or off each other's microphones or whatever? I know some spouses who don't work for the same company, but they're both working from home in tight spaces. So like what is, give us what you've had to overcome sounds like a huge challenge, but like what have you tried and failed and what's that been like?
I've moved my desk around a bunch of places, but like mostly I work upstairs and Tiff works downstairs, and then the cat stays with me and the dog stays with Tiff, and kind of like never the two shall meet, I guess. But I mean, I think, figuring out like how to maintain this like work life division, because my desk is in our bedroom, it's like I fall asleep like looking at the back of my monitor.
Mm.
Just kind of
Oh
Depressing.
boy.
No,
Um,
same for me. Like my workspace is also in a bedroom. Like yeah, and it does bother me. I've been thinking about getting a screen. But how have you dealt with that?
yeah, I don't know. I go for a lot of walks. And so, like I try to basically extend my house to the
Yeah.
outdoors a little bit. Um, and then I try to read before bed, so I'm looking at a book instead of my desk. But I feel like Tiff's desk setup is even more hostile. Um, and I don't know how you've survived that, or why you've chosen to do that. But uh, yeah, I don't know if you want to talk about that at all, Tiff.
My desk is the dining room table, and it just stares out into my living room and my kitchen, and then it just stares back at me in the evenings when I'm cooking and eating and enjoying my relaxation time. But we're just looking for space, so we're trying to save like maniacs and see if we can, upgrade our living space or whatever. But it's just been about like endurance the last couple of years. I will say we used to get a sweet work from home benefit, where we got like a Sonos sound bar and like a subwoofer and stuff. So,
Whoa.
we
Yeah.
feel
Why do
pretty
you need
good
a
about.
subwoofer for
We
like?
don't. We don't. They took it
Oh, okay.
away. I think they
Oh,
realized that everyone was just like
No, we
getting.
still have the stubble. They just
Oh
took the
my
Oh
benefit
yeah, no.
away.
gosh.
Oh, they took away the benefit. Yeah, they took away the benefit because they were seeing people like us getting things that are completely unrelated to their workspace.
you know what
Oh,
mine changed to? Like they used to have kind of a free for all, and now it's like you may buy 2 fire extinguishers. And I'm like, guess what? I'm expensing those fire extinguishers. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
extinguishers.
Yes. I
100%.
mean, max it out. Meg told me when I started this job, take everything and give them nothing.
Yes.
And I live and die by that.
Yes.
Solid.
What was I going to tell you guys about? Oh, swag.
Yeah.
So we're pretty anti-swag around here. I actually scratched my company's logo off of a mug I got so that would be a plain mug.
Wow.
Um, but that's
Why?
just me because it's me in general. I hate all logos on clothing. Like I
Ah.
hate logos. So we don't,
Tiffany has a
yeah.
pet peeve. Like if she sees someone left like the dealership license plate holder on their car, like she'll judge you
Do
about that.
you
Ooh,
like take a
ouch.
screwdriver out of your pocket and
I
just
was
like
gonna say.
go to town? Take that.
It's like,
No, in
I
my
sold
in my
my
mind
purse.
only.
Oh
In
my gosh.
just in my fantasies. Yeah, no. So generally, a lot of our swag lives at resource centers. The
Nice.
thrift store. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, my last question is specifically for you, Tiffany. I think Justin and I have long wanted to maybe get the perspective of what it's like to be married to someone in the UX profession. Um, I don't think we've had anybody on that isn't also in UX themselves. Um, so, you've said a couple positive things or things that like you've benefited from or Dom's benefited from, but like being the spouse of somebody in UX, like what grates on you? What is like the thing that
What
you
grinds
think,
my gears?
yeah, what grinds your gears? What do you think we do that's like nuts?
Okay, well, Dom is like a question snob. So if he'll be, but also it's good. He'll like praise me. That was a really good question, like the way you phrase that. And I'm like, cool. Or he'll be like, what? That's not how you ask that question. And I'll be like, oh, I thought we were just having a casual conversation. I didn't know we were doing research. So that's kind of funny. I mean, he's not like overly critical or anything. It's just sort of funny. And the other thing, the big thing, man, I didn't know you guys all had like interview voices. The first time I heard Dom
Hmm.
doing a user like a user interview. I was like, who is talking upstairs? He had like the most gentle, like Mr. Rogers voice. And I
Oh,
was like,
Mr. Empathy.
what? And I was done. I still kind of chuckle sometimes when I hear him like talking to the dog, talking to me, and then he'll be like, well, hello. I can't even imitate it. Maybe Dom, can you do your interview voice for us?
Please.
Oh man. Hi.
Are
Okay.
you
Well,
already doing it?
uh, thank you so much for joining us today. My name's Dom. I do user experience research in infrastructure, and um, a few things we want to go over before we get started for the session today. First of all, no wrong answers. You get 100% for showing up. Um,
Ooh, I like that.
Oh my gosh, you've
uh,
probably done it so many times you could just do it from
Oh, I
memory.
know.
yeah, I
So,
mean, this
okay,
is like the
another thing he
beginning of
says.
like most of my scripts. Go ahead, Tiff.
Oh yeah, you always say like if there's something you don't like about this product, I didn't build it. It's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. I'm always like, oh, that's nice. That's so reassuring.
I didn't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't
If
build
you
this little thing.
Yeah.
want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
Mhm.
yep, that's a good one.
yeah.
But the voice, I don't know. You guys haven't heard him, enough. I think he's got like his pseudo interview voice on for this
Mhm.
podcast, as do I. We all
I
do.
think I
Meg
just kind
does.
of
I'm gonna
slip into it if I'm on a video chat.
on a yeah. Everybody wants to sound a little smoother, like this is WKYG.
Yeah. No, I can't wait till NPR calls me every day. I just wait
Oh
by the
yeah,
phone.
Dom does like the NPR mannerisms in his interviews. Oh man, the like oh never mind. I'm not gonna do it. I feel like it's gonna be calling everybody in the world out on speech mannerisms, but there's sort of the like things that the NPR folks say, like right. There's always the reassuring like right
Mm.
and
Oh, I say
whatever.
got it a lot. That's the
Oh
one that
yeah,
I
got it.
got
Oh
it.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I've picked that up from a researcher actually. He would say gotcha every time the user would have any comment, he would just say gotcha. And I was like, gosh, I love that because you're not saying okay or, great feedback or whatever. Like it's very neutral. It's just
Mhm.
showing that you're listening. It's nice. It's a good
Oh
one.
man, okay, I have the inverse of that. When I worked in research, I was interviewing a gentleman with Parkinson's, and he was telling me about how his medication was no longer working for him. And I was like just in like zombie note-taking mode, and I went, great. And he went, it's not great, it's terrible. And I was like, oh, it is terrible. And I'm also terrible. So awkward. I'm curious
Oh.
if we have any more time. Do you two have any like little interview like the gotcha? Do you have anything that you found like linguistically, little tools and
Mm.
tricks that you use?
Yeah, I try like to use like more sounds than words, I guess. Like just being like trying to do things to like get them to keep talking and let them know that I'm still here, but not use words. Partially because if I start to use words, I just keep going, and that's
Mm.
not great for getting your researcher or your participant to give you information. So I try to do like a lot of like mm, like those kinds of
That's
things.
good. That's good. I talk as much or more than the participant, so I definitely need some techniques to get them to talk without me doing all the talking. So I'm going to take some tips away from this conversation.
Well, speaking of talking, I think we do have to wrap things up here today, but it was fantastic talking to both of you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we
Gotcha.
gotcha.
If you need advice or sympathy for your UX career, write to us at survivingux@gmail.com.
Surviving UX is hosted and edited by Jessamine Edwards and Meg Kramer. Our theme music is, among other things, the on-hold music for Cisco Phones, Opus Number 1 by Tim Carlton and Derek Deal. To all our single Mr. or Ms. empathies out there, or otherwise, Jessamine and I will be here to answer your survival questions and arrange your future tech marriage.